This conference will now be recorded.
For Tuesday, March 2nd. Can we have a moment of silence and a pledge allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, free and just.
Yes, for all.
Madam Secretary, can we have roll call, please?
Valerie Moman,
Here.
Hakeem Jones. No. Sonia Sanders. Heather Lewis.
Here.
Who said here? Somebody said here. Okay.
Sonia did. She got
Okay.
a little delay, and Hakeem, you're also, he had a little delay.
Okay. And Heather Lewis. No. Rebecca Smith.
Here.
Thomas LaPera.
Here.
Eric Perry.
Here. Can we have a motion to approve or amend the minutes from the last meeting?
Make a
Motion to
motion.
approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any nays? Tonight, we did not have an executive session. President LaPere, do you have any announcements?
No announcements. Thank you.
Council, any announcements that you would like to put out?
I have an announcement, President Perry. Congresswoman Green will be having a telephone town hall tomorrow, beginning at 7 p.m. There will be a dial-in number that we will post so that anyone who wants to be in the town hall meeting will be able to join. So that's, I'm sorry, it's not tomorrow, it's Thursday, 7 p.m.
Council, any other announcements? Okay, thanks, everyone.
Mr. President, if I may.
Go ahead.
Sure. I just got the word that Mr. Amarinder Singh, our codes manager, has been appointed by the governor to serve on the Uniform Construction Code Review and Advisory Council to a 3-year term. And the members of this board represent industry sectors that participate in various aspects related to building, including building component design, construction, building code enforcement, and local government representation. So we just got word that he's been appointed by the governor.
That is some great stuff. That is great to hear. And Councilwoman Lewis is here. And Render, we are proud of you. Trust me.
Congratulations.
Yay.
Good job.
Congratulations, Amrinder.
Madam Secretary, can we have public comment, please?
Yes, I have one. It's pretty long. It's probably about 4 minutes rather than 3, but you want me to read the whole thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Stephanie Ruia of 117 Hart Ranch Avenue. Dear respected members of the municipality of Norristown, my name is Stephanie Ruia. I am the property owner of 117 Hart Ranch Avenue. Between my beloved father and myself, we have owned this home for decades. Many other homeowners on this street and area have also owned their properties for decades. I am addressing the alley between Hart Ranch and Rosemont Avenues. Everyone has agreed for years this alley is classified as a street. Code will know the answer. The homes touching this alley were specifically built with driveways to accommodate the homes that use off-street parking. Going on 6 years, this alley has been turned into a very public playground. There are 4 basketball nets In the beginning, there were 5 basketball nets and a huge swing over the alley on a tree that was ordered by code to be cut back a year or 2 ago. The nets have been blocking entrances of the alley and actually split the alley in half with 3 basketball nets concentrated at the top of the alley. They have been there every day for 5 years until 10 p.m. at night, sometimes later. This public playground has attracted 50 to 100 minors of all ages. My concern has always been the safety and well-being of the children. These children have been given so many mixed messages. They've been abandoned in this alley with no one taking responsibility, no parental supervision. The parental supervision given was only to rile the kids up and add to the public playground. These children, of course, have become violent, physically threatening homeowners, property damage, gunfire down Hartranth Avenue, and some of these children are driving now. This very public playground has destroyed our lives. The residents of these 2 streets have had every civil liberty taken from us. We have no quality of life. All of these minors have literally taken over our properties and streets. They have taken over our yards. There are no property lines here. The noise of this public playground can only be compared to a war zone. The ground shakes, windows have rattled every day for 5 years. The residents literally hide in their homes to get away from the noise and to avoid any contact from these minors. Even the little children have adopted this behavior. Everything here has been done with a bully mentality, teaching all the children the same bully mentality. This has spread like a virus all over this area, all of Norristown and surrounding areas, through the schools. I love Philadelphia and Philadelphians. Unfortunately, there has been a devastating Philadelphia effect. Let me be clear, Norristown has had a devastating effect too. We are all suffering. There is no excuse for this. All of this was done with no permits, no permission, or authority. On no planet should this have ever happened. All the residents here have severe PTSD, anxiety, and depression. You have publicly shamed all the residents by allowing this to continue through all these years. You have allowed people's lives to be ruined. The Norristown, the Norristown Police Department at no time had the power to stop this. The officers have been respectful to everyone. We proudly support the Norristown Police Department. I demand the alley be brought to code immediately. I demand an immediate investigation of both the municipality of Norristown and the Norristown Police Department. I demand Chief of Police Mark Talbot and both lieutenants be put on immediate leave. I demand the President of Municipal Council, Derek Perry, be removed from his position. His email to me was the most unprofessional response I've ever received in my life. It was a 10-edged sword. I am enraged and appalled. No citizen of Norristown should ever be treated the way this municipality has treated its citizens. I demand full oversight, disclosure to the public, and responsibility from this municipality. I demand the proper departments in Philadelphia be contacted and held responsible. The people of Philadelphia need help. I have contacted Congresswoman Dean's aide as well as State Representative Bradford's aide. I have also contacted the Norristown School Superintendent's office. My absolute concern is for these children who have been given so many mixed messages. Race becoming an issue when race was never an issue. We are a melting pot here, always have been for decades and generations. These children have a blurred sense of reality. The children are in trouble. The concern needs to be the children. The negative mental effect will last through these children's lives, as well as all the residents. This needs to be handled with focus on all of our mental abuse and mental health being the focus. This is like a virus spreading, and we must stop this. This is a mental pandemic. Let me be clear, I blame this on the parents too. The municipality of Norristown has held us in a constant state of torture. It is inhumane. Respectfully, Stephanie Ruia. And that's it.
Thank you for that that letter. To the public, do you have any public comment currently right now that you would like to say? If you do, you can put your little cursor green and I will call on you. Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. Okay, Crandall, when we go, we'll do these appointments and we'll do the new appointments for the planning department, not the planning department, the planning commission also.
I don't yet have those in front of me. And
I
we
can
haven't drafted a resolution, but I mean, you can do them pending the drafting of a resolution.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So the first item, item A, is resolution number 20-21, and it's a resolution for the appointment of civil service commissioners. As council knows, Civil Service Commissioner Ray Ragland resigned his position on the commission, which leaves a vacancy. We are also recommending that that vacancy be filled by Ms. Nadine Hitch, who has been the alternate member to the Civil Service Commission and has been faithfully attending those meetings. Of course, with her appointment, we need a new alternate, and the resolution calls for the appointment of Ms. Lauren Hughes as the alternate member to the Civil Service Commission. Her term would expire December 31st, 2025, while Ms. Hitch's would expire December 31st, 2024.
Council, any questions or comments? Ms. Masonier, I know you sent us citizens board appointments today in regards to the planning commission. Can you read those people who are currently going to be board members?
Sure. The ones that I've asked to be board members are Precious Thompson, Denise Hall, and I'm just missing one name, trying to get hold of it right now.
Joseph Faber.
Thank you. My computer's stuck.
Okay. Council, any questions or comments in regards to that? Can we have a motion to appoint? Got to go back because I'm going for my phone.
Sure.
Can we have?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Precious Thompson, Denise Hall, and Joseph Saber.
Okay. Can we have a motion to pass resolution number 21-21 to appoint, who was the person? I'm sorry, Crandall, can you do that
Certainly.
for the civil service?
I'm sorry, certainly. Nadine Hitch would become, would fill the vacancy as a commissioner, and Lauren Hughes would be the alternate member.
And Ms. Masonier, those names again, Joe Staber,
Sure.
Denise
Denise
Hall,
Hall.
and
Precious Thompson.
to the Planning Commission.
Yes.
And if that's council's desire, we will modify the resolution for your signature by tomorrow, Mr. President.
No problem, yes. There was a first. Anyone want a second?
Second.
Madam Secretary, can we have roll call, please?
Valerie Moman,
Aye.
Hakeem Jones,
Aye.
Sonia Sanders, okay, I don't hear her.
He said aye.
Okay, now is Heather there or no?
I'm here. Aye.
Okay, hi Heather.
Second.
Okay, and Rebecca Smith,
Hi.
Thomas LaPera,
Aye.
Eric Perry.
Aye, the ayes have it. Resolution 21-21. Mr. Jones, can you appointment of management staff for finance?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. President. Council, you have before you Resolution 21-24, which would serve as the appointment of Ms. Kathy Pfister as the Municipal Director of Finance and Tax Collector for the municipality. As council recalls, Ms. Pfister has been on board for about a year and was hired to, after we brought Mr. Butts on board. Mr. Butts' last day was this past Friday, so he is in the mountains as we speak. And Kathy's been doing a fantastic job. Council talked to Kathy about this position a couple of months back, and we are ready to go. So this is asking for council's final appointment to her as finance director and tax collector.
Council, any questions or comments?
Yeah, I have one question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it was brought to my attention that East Norton has an actual elected. It was brought to my attention that East Norton has an elected tax collector position. Is that something that would at some point be beneficial to Norristown? And would that help with, maybe recouping some of our taxes? Solicitor, that might be a good question for you.
Thank you very much, Councilman Jones. If the public and council did not know, I have served as the solicitor of East Norton for the last 9 years. And so they do have an elected tax collector, but that's based on their form of government. Their form of government is a township of the second class, which allows for an elected tax collector. West Norton, which is a first class township, also has it. Obviously, someone as an elected tax collector goes, you want someone that has a financial background and it's very, very organized, because they're dealing with the public a lot, coming in your building, especially a lot of seniors coming in the building and dealing with tax issues. While Kathy is really being appointed much more a finance director, and East Norton and West Norton also have a finance director as well, which really deals with the municipal, helping their managers with the finances of the municipality. For tax collection, Norristown helps outsource that with third-party providers. But if we wanted to have an elected tax collector, I would have to look at that, but I'm pretty sure we would need a charter change for that. So I don't know if that answers your question, Councilman.
No, it does. I just never understood it. Thanks for clearing that up.
Yep, no problem.
And I'd like to,
Councilwoman Lou.
yeah, and I believe Kathy could probably speak to Councilman Jones's, I guess, request for assistance. I believe our taxes are, like in the 90+ percentile of receipt. So I'm not sure that we're in a deficit, that we would have to look at an alternative to what I think we're already being successful at. Kathy, could you kind of elaborate on, our percentage of tax collection?
Hopefully my mic is working. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. We actually did pretty well last year. Towards the end of the year, we typically recoup about 93% of taxes by the end of the year. And then within another year or so, the Montgomery County takes over and we end up with over 99% eventually for each year's taxes.
Thank you. That sounds pretty good.
Thank you, Kathy. Some of the things that we need to also think about when we're trying to compare communities to communities is that our laws are a little bit different than other communities' laws, and we would have to do so much more in order to change the scope of that. But to me, I appreciate with what Norman did, and we're sad to see Norman go, and we wish him the best here. As he did a wonderful job with us, but we know Kathy has taken it by the horn and will also do a wonderful job to keep us to where we're at. And I think we're fine the way that we are. So, but it was a great question, Councilman Jones. So any other questions, Council? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion to pass resolution number 21-24, which is to appoint Kathy Pfizer as Municipal Director of Finance and Tax Collection to serve with the Municipality of Norristown.
So moved. So moved.
Second.
Sonia, second. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Valerie Moman,
Aye.
Hakeem Jones,
Aye.
Sonia Sanders, okay, yes, I can't see her.
She said,
Okay. Heather Lewis,
Aye.
Rebecca Smith,
Aye.
Thomas LaPera,
aye.
Derek Perry.
Aye, the ayes have it. Resolution 21-24 passes. Mr. Jones, can you lead us in Resolution 21-23, please?
Certainly. Council, Resolution Draft 21-33 is a resolution of the municipality calling upon the legislature and the governor to enact legislation which would allow municipalities throughout Pennsylvania to enact local minimum wage laws. I believe this was this was brought to the solicitor's attention by Council President, and the solicitor crafted this for council's discussion and consideration.
Any questions or comments? Okay. Seeing none, can we have a motion to pass Resolution 21-23, which is urging the PA legislature and governor to pass legislation allowing municipalities to establish their own local minimum wage.
Motion.
Second.
Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Valerie Moman,
Aye.
Hakeem Jones,
Aye.
Sonia Sanders, okay. She said yes.
Said aye. Can you do a thumbs up, Councilwoman Sanders, please?
Heather Lewis,
Aye.
Rebecca Smith,
Aye.
Thomas LaPera,
Aye.
Derek Perry.
Aye, the ayes have it. Resolution 21-23 passes. Mr. Jones.
Certainly, thank you. So council, the next item is a request of council's approval for an assessment appeal stipulations that were agreed upon with the taxpayers and by the taxpayers with the school district, the county, and the Board of Assessors. And the next step into the process would be the municipality agreeing to this as well. This would represent 3 properties which back taxes, with some back taxes being paid to municipality. There's a refund owed on property located at 320 Johnson Highway in the amount of $7,434.24. A refund owed on property at 910 East Main Street in the amount of $45,461.04. And there's back taxes that would be paid to the municipality in the amount of $5,732.10 from 607 Calamia Drive. As I said, the stipulation has been agreed between the other bodies, taxing bodies, and the taxpayer. And with municipalities' agreement, council's agreement, this matter will be closed. The refunds will be issued, and the back taxes will be paid.
Council, any questions or comments? I have one question in regards to this. Does the school district usually meet with all 3 bodies when this is happening, or they just send it down the pipeline saying that this is what they agreed to and this is the assessment of the school, and then the county and the local government would go ahead and say yes, yay or nay.
What do you want me to chime in on that, Administrator Jones?
Go ahead.
Sure. So yeah, the school district carries the water on these issues just because they have the biggest tax burden. So their solicitor, Rudolph Clark, defends these matters or files the appeal with the Board of Assessment. And then what happens is they go ahead and then after they reach agreement, they forward it to our office and the county. The reason why we often don't get involved is most of these assessments aren't for, I mean, there's a significant amount of money, but it wouldn't be worth the cost of litigation to send my office to go and to hire our own appraiser if we actually disagreed with what the school district wanted to put forward, because it's in the school district's interest to have the same, to have high tax revenue as well. But if there is a matter, occasionally, 4 or 5 times as a solicitor in multiple municipalities, we've been asked to get involved on, say, a large property in a municipality and go to the Board of Assessment and back the school district's decision. Yes, it is the school district that forwarded that to us, but I personally don't think it would be very cost effective for the municipality to hire our own appraiser and to send me to litigate the case as well. So.
Nope, I appreciate the education part of it. Always the education part of it when the school is doing something and part of it is doing something and they say, okay, this is what we pass it on down the line. I wouldn't think of sending you to go do it if they already did the appraisal. So we appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
Cool. Council, any other questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion to approve Municipal Council's approval of assessment appeal stipulations agreed upon by the Norristown Area School District?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion passes. Cal Hassan, our municipal engineer, can you lead us MS4 public update?
Thank you, Mr. President. The municipality's MS4 permit became effective on March 16, 2018. Year 3 of the permit ends on June 30th, 2021. A pollution reduction plan, also known as PRP, is required as part of the new permit. This PRP requires a 10% reduction in sediment in the Sawmill Run and Stony Creek watersheds. The municipality of Norristown proposes to meet this requirement through the stream restoration part. 6 minimum control measures are required to be met to be in compliance with the MS4 permit. The first is public education and outreach, which the municipality has been pretty active with. Second is public involvement and participation, illicit discharge detection and elimination, construction site runoff control, post-construction runoff control, and lastly, the pollution prevention and municipal good housekeeping. Stormwater information is available on the municipality's website. All stormwater outfalls in the municipality of Norristown are required to be screened once before the permit expires in 2023. There are some upcoming events. This information is available on the municipality's website. The Schuylkill Scrub, which started yesterday, and it goes on until May 31st, 2021. So that's March 1st, 2021 through May 31st, 2021. And the Schuylkill cleanup which is it's a stream cleanup through the Schuylkill River watershed. Again, this information is available on the municipality's website. This update will be included in our submission to DEP as part of the year 3 update of the MS4. Thank you for your time, and I'll answer any questions you have for me.
Council, any questions or comments in regards to this? I have just a question. Can you give a breakdown of why specifically we're doing this? Besides that, something through the state, I want people to understand that we have a flood zone, and we're doing it because we have a lot of flooding across Norristown. Can you go into a little bit of details?
Sure. So there are actually several reasons why the municipality of Norristown, specifically, along with other municipalities throughout the Commonwealth, they are responsible for compliance with MS4. MS4, by the way, for those who are not familiar with it, MS4 stands for Municipal Separate Storm Sewer System. It is the obligation of Norristown to comply with making sure there's no illegal discharge into the storm system, into the maintenance and upkeep of the storm system, into making sure that projects are self-contained. There is no erosion that is being introduced into our storm sewer system, and then eventually it goes into our streams. It kills life within the stream, and it's good for good housekeeping. It has been the practice of Norristown for many years now, since MS4 was introduced to us. Again, along with other municipalities, we educate the public as much as we can. We reach out. We put information on the website. We educate contractors and developers by way of issuing information to them when they come in to apply for permits, by way of sharing this information with them when they come in for projects and pre-construction meetings. In this way, the municipality of Norristown is being proactive, not reactive, in addressing stormwater issues. Usually, proactive is very cost effective. Reactive is very costly. So this is the one of several of the many reasons why MS4 is very important. Again, there's many information available in the municipality. I am always available to answer any questions residents or contractors or developers may have on this matter, but it's a very good directive that the municipality of Norristown is taking the lead on.
The other two questions I have is, what happens if we do nothing?
If we do nothing, there are consequences. The municipality of Norristown has a permit. It's a municipal-wide permit that was issued to us by DEP. If the permit is not complied with, then the municipality of Norristown is responsible, and there are fines associated with it. So therefore, it serves us a lot of good to make sure that the permit is compliant with. That's not only from illicit and illegal discharges. That's for maintenance and good upkeep. It is good practice for us. Me as a resident, if I see something next to a storm system, I would pick it up. The municipality of Norristown, they do their job. Thomas and his crew, Thomas Odenigbo, the public works director, does an incredible job in the municipality. He has a lot of staff who are dedicated of going around the municipality to make sure that the systems are clean, the systems are maintained, so that we lead by example in complying with maintaining our storm system. And we are hoping that both the residents, developers, and even visitors who come into our municipality, they do the same thing. But if the municipality does nothing, we are responsible, we are subjected to fines by the Department of Environmental Protection.
And then my last question is, when did MS4 first come out That's it.
Well, there was 2 stages. MS4 came back in like around the mid 90s. And then it went on in several stages, and we have been trying to be in compliant with it since. MS4 has been going on for a very long time, and now I don't want to say we're nearing the end. You pretty much never near the end, because when you're near the end, you say, that's it, I satisfied everything, I cleaned everything, and that's it. It's an ongoing process. But we have achieved a lot. We have reached many goals during the process, and we want to continue doing so. So this is an ongoing process that the municipality has taken the lead on and is fully responsible for. So municipality of Norristown has done a great job, I have to tell you. I'm involved with again, Thomas on this, and Norristown is doing a great job.
Yeah. Council, any questions? I am glad that we're starting this process, because one thing that we keep on doing is, not saying that we're neglecting too much, but when we neglect our infrastructure, it tends to get worse and worse. And obviously, we have to start somewhere, and we have to start soon. And then we have to keep track of it as we keep going, as the years go over. And I'm sure that we'll do a good job keeping track and making sure that the public is aware of what is specifically is going on and why we're doing it. So I appreciate your hard work, Cal and Mr. Odenenbo. All right.
Thank you.
Mr. President,
Thank
just
you.
to address on that, since it's going to start soon, one of the other things that council has done and is continuing to do related to the MS4 stormwater system is the establishment of the stormwater utility. The whole study and discussion that's going on right now, as it is in many communities, not only around Pennsylvania, but around the country, is establishing these utilities to begin to address some of the flooding and other issues related to stormwater management in the community. So we're very much ahead and involved in that game as well. And that's why that advisory board has been working for the last few months, and will be taking this show on the road to educate the public in the coming months.
Yep. Thank you for that update. Mr. Administrator, resolution number 21-22, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. So resolution 21-22, council, is a resolution related to the municipal renovation project. And this resolution actually moves forward the necessary activity at 1700 Markley Street, which will be the temporary location for the municipality while City Hall is renovated. As council is aware, we issued bids for that work, received bids back. I shared with council that in relation to council's interest and desires that minority firms be reached out to, I shared that the municipal engineer had gotten with Penn bid to make sure that there was specific attention given directing bids to minority firms, and over several categories of minority firms: MBE, WBE, LGTBE, DOBE, SDVBE, and BBE, the two latter ones being related to veterans. There were a total of 407 businesses that were identified that fit within those categories. They all received 3 notifications of these bids on Penn bid. As I shared, there were various degrees of acknowledgement and receipt of those notifications. And the first, I think in the first results notification, there were 78 responded, 74 responded the second time, 91 responded the third time. So we will continue to make sure that as we bid all our future projects through the Penn bid system and otherwise, we will make sure that those notifications go out. We did receive bids for the various services For general construction, we received bids ranging from $140,000 to $229,000. For HVAC, we received two bids ranging from $74,000 to $82,250. There were 5 bids for the electrical work ranging from $40,000 to $83,363.91. And there were no bids that were received for the minor amount of fire protection work that's going to have to be in the facility. So we're working now with the solicitor and the GC to see if that work can be absorbed in the GC contract, because it's such a small amount of work related to that. I did send notice to council that the electrical bid that we initially got, MJF Electric, had bid with the low bidder at $40,000. They were conspicuously low compared to the other bids. The highest bid was $83,000. They subsequently, as I shared with council, sent us a notice that they had a mathematical error in their bid and asked to be withdrawn as a low bid. And so we were able to go to the next lowest bidder as a result, and consulted with the solicitor's office that certainly was the case. And so the next lowest bidder ended up being Lenny Electrical, and they bid $69,900 for that work. And all of the bids came in with actually below the estimates that we had, so it's fine in terms of what those bids are. If council approved these bids tonight, we can go to the work to make the move happen. As you know, I've asked council to respond. The bidders on the renovation itself are actively engaged. They're looking to begin their work here in this building between the 15th and the 22nd of this month, starting with some exterior work, but we like to be able to get out and give them room, because we recognize that the police are going to have some degree of movement that they're going to have within the building as the work begins. And we'd like for them to get the contractors to get started and get the work done over at 1700 Logan Street. So with that, the request here is that the council award a contract for general services to S&S electrical services in the amount of $140,000. HVAC services to Hirschberg Mechanical in the amount of $74,530, and electrical services to Lenny Electrical Corporation in the amount of $69,000. Oh, and again, we will make sure that all of these folks will meet their specified requirements. They all fall up under from under the RCO requirement as far as apprenticeships, but every other requirement, we would make sure that they do that. We're asking again that in the interest of expediency, that since that RCO is not required as far as apprenticeship, that the 12-day period be waived so that we can go right to construction to move forward with the project.
So any questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion to pass resolution number 21-22, Municipal Hall additions and renovations within the 12 days to be waived, awarding bids for general construction, HVAC, and electrical for the following companies: S&S Electrical Services Incorporated in the amount of $140,000 for general contractor services, Hirschberg Mechanical in the amount of $74,530 for HVAC services, and Lenny Electrical in the amount of, did you say $69,900?
Yes, sir.
It's $69,990.
I'm sorry.
$900 for electrical service. I think Sonia said so move.
Oh,
Second.
Madam Secretary, can we have roll call, please?
Valerie Moman,
Aye.
Hakeem Jones,
Aye.
Sonia Sanders,
Aye.
Heather Lewis,
Aye.
Rebecca Smith,
Aye.
Thomas LaPera.
Aye.
Derek Perry.
Aye, the ayes have it. Resolution number 21-22 passes. Mr. Jones, 21-05, please.
Thank you. And one final note on that, Council, if for those of you who haven't responded in terms of a groundbreaking date, I sent the email. I got some responses, but I sent an email for the groundbreaking date for the Municipal Hall project. If you would respond to that text, I think it was a text, I'd appreciate it so we can get that scheduled. The last item that I have before you tonight, Council, is a request for Council to approve the advertisement of Ordinance 21-05, which is actually the ordination and acceptance of Lafayette Street into the official plan of roads and streets for the municipality of Norristown. As you know, this project actually began 20 some odd years ago, maybe 30 years ago. It was the project actually kicked off 3 days after I came on board in 2013, and we've been going through the 3 phases. The last phase was the Norristown phase. That is completed. They're ready to turn the road over to the municipality, after which time it will be our responsibility for maintenance and upkeep of the road. As you know, that also that this is a central piece of the final piece of the preparation for the turnpike slip ramp. I know I saw Councilmember Smith. I know the municipal engineer. There might have been some other council members who were in attendance at an public officials briefing last week that talked about the next phase in that process toward the slip ramps, which is the reconstruction of the bridges on Ridge Pike that are in Plymouth. Those bridges need work in order for the connector ramps to the turnpike to be done, and that alignment is in place. I think they held the first public meeting later on that night. So this is the road is done. I think Public Works has walked through the punch list with them, and we're ready now to start the process of acceptance. We'll advertise with council's approval, and then bring back the final ordinance for council approval once the advertisement is complete.
Council, any questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, can we have a motion to request municipal council to approve the advertisement of Ordinance 21-05, which is the ordinance and acceptance of Lafayette Street into the official plan of streets of the valley.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary, can we have a roll call, please?
Valerie Moman, Hakeem Jones,
Aye.
Sonia Sanders,
Aye.
Heather Lewis,
Aye.
Rebecca Smith,
Aye.
Thomas LaPera,
Aye.
Derek Perry.
Aye. The advertisement of ordinance 21-05 passes. Councilman Vice President LaPierre, it's all yours.
Okay, what we have next is the Building and Codes Enforcement Historical Architectural Review Board, February 2021. Amador, you want to take us on that?
Thank you, sir. Good evening, Council. Before you is a request to approve or deny the Historical Architectural Review Board applications, which were received, reviewed, and recommended for approval by HARB for February 2021 applications. As you are all aware, the Norristown HARB receives applications on a monthly basis for exterior repairs and renovations for properties located in Norristown's historic districts. Those applications are reviewed by the HARB members to confirm that the repair and/or renovation work is in compliance with our municipal ordinance. The Historical Architectural Review Board has reviewed the applications and have approved, either as submitted or modified, as mentioned on the Certificate of Appropriateness, the following properties: 342 West Marshall Street, 828 West Main Street, and 1201 DeKalb Street. Thank you.
Council, any questions? Seeing none, can I get a motion to approve the HARB decisions for February 2021?
So moved.
So moved. Second.
Madam Secretary, can I have a roll call?
Valerie Moman,
Aye.
King Jones,
Aye.
Tony Sanders,
Aye.
Heather Lewis,
Aye.
Rebecca Smith,
Aye.
Thomas LaPera,
Aye.
Derek Perry.
Aye.
Okay, next up we have Planning Municipal Development, our Street Greenway Project Phase 1 award. Go ahead, Jane.
Thank you, Vice President LaPera. Tonight, Council, the Planning Department is asking Council to issue the intent of award letter to GNB Construction out of Willow Grove, the apparent low bidder with a total bid of $177,836,000 for the base bid of the Arch Street Greenway Project Phase 1. Just as a reminder, this project is being funded through the Montgomery County Montco 2040 grant that was awarded in 2018, 2019. We worked on the design. In as much as we're awarded $150,000, we had to match with general fund money of $32,000. So the total is $177,836. The project was bid, but due to the delays also with the pandemic, now it's coming to fruition. They were, actually, let me go through what the project consists of so the public will be aware of. Phase 1 is actually between the Lafayette Street and East Main Street, and it involves implementing the streetscape amenities such as replacing the deteriorated asphalt, installing wayfinding signs, ornamental light fixtures with 2 hanging baskets on each fixture, stamped concrete sidewalk, concrete curb, stamped concrete driveway apron, landscaping, and site restoration. And there'll also be pavement markings, eradication, and new pavement to mark per the plans. There'll also be wheel stops and what the engineer is calling a doghouse inlet at the storm pipeline. As I mentioned, the bids received for this project there were 4 bids that were 5 bids, I'm sorry, that were received, and GNB Construction was the lowest bidder for this project. So we hope to get you to approve this issuance of an intent of award letter so that the engineer can go through the due diligence, and so that we'll be able to start construction as soon as possible. So that's why we're here tonight, asking you for this approval.
Council, any questions? Hakeem.
Thanks, Tommy. Jane, thank you for the report, and thank you again for going after funding to make this happen. You said the phase one is from Lafayette Street to Main Street, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Now, is that Arch Street, or is that the alleyway between August Moon and the vacant warehouse? And my next question is, when will the next few phases that will take it further up Arch Street, what's that going to look like over the next few years?
Jane, I can answer if you'd like me to, but.
I'll just answer, and then I'll have you continue with the answer, I suppose. Yes, the first phase is actually the walkway between August Moon and Hoffman Building. So that's along that. That it gets up to Main Street. And on Main Street, it actually intersects with another project, and that's the Main Street, the streetscape project that will be coming in from DeKalb Street going east to intersect with Arch Street and this Greenway. The phase after that will be from Main Street right up to Penn Street. And that phase is actually being considered through the state funding that we received, the CP2 funding. We anticipate that to be going to bid this year, and hopefully even better if we can have it by the fall. Some construction going on by then. At least we would have gotten the project at the very least up to either Penn Street or to East Area. And Cal, you can add to that if you would like.
Thank you. You pretty much covered the whole thing, Jane, but I would like to add that the design for phases 3 and 4, designed for 3 going from Main Street going to Penn, that's done. And then from Penn Street to Avery Street, that is also done. I completed both of those designs. The project is going to be absolutely beautiful. It's just going to enhance the whole area. But the reason why we're waiting on those is we are waiting on the Sawmill Culvert project to get done. So once that is done, we can hit the ground running with phases 3 and 4. Even if we put them out to bid, the same time that the culvert project is going to start, but at least we'll put them out, we get the bids in, and then we can hit the ground running after the project is done, the culvert project. But everything is done. We're actually almost done the design on the Main Street streetscape, also from DeKalb to Arch. I'm pretty much done with that now too.
Thank you, Cal.
Thank
and
you.
Jane, thank you both.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Councilman Jones. Council, any other questions? Seeing none, do we have a motion to award G&B construction of Willow Grove, the apparent low bidder, with a total bid of $177,836 for the Arch Street Greenway Project Phase 1?
So move.
Second.
Madam Secretary, can we have roll call?
Valerie Momin,
Aye.
Hakeem Jones,
Aye.
Sonia Sanders,
Aye.
Heather Lewis, Rebecca Smith,
Aye.
Thomas LaPera,
Aye.
Derek Perry.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion passed.
Thank you.
On to our reports, and we'll start with Mr. Singh tonight, since he the big nod up from the governor.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. So I'm actually working on, as you may recall from the previous years when we put together an annual report. So I'm in the process of completing our 2020 annual report for all of our operations for the prior year, and I will be forwarding that over to Mr. Jones within the next week and a half. That way it can be on the following workshop meeting in March, on the March 16th council workshop meeting. So I will definitely have many details and information available for you regarding our entire operations for last year. At this time, I also wanted to just quickly add that we are seeing somewhat of an improvement in the number of permits that are being applied for. It looks like people are starting to get back into performing improvements and wanting to work on their properties again. Obviously, with a lot of the restrictions being lifted from the state regarding construction and other activities throughout the Commonwealth, it is assisting and helping people wanting to get back on track on doing many different things that normally they were performing before, but were pretty much prohibited from doing. So that is a good sign. Hopefully, we will have some more data here in the next month or two regarding pretty much we will look at, where we were this time last year, where we were this time in 2019, to kind of get an idea on how much of improvement investment is being done by property owners in town. So we look forward to working with all of the contractors and property owners who are wanting to perform improvements on their properties, and we are looking forward to that. Our busy season is going to be starting soon in the next month, so we are preparing for that. And with all of the inclement weather we had, we were out over the last month issuing, tickets for snow and ice, trash, a lot of the things that we normally do proactive code enforcement for. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time tonight going over all of our operations that like I normally do with the details on the number of permits and how many inspections we've done. And I look forward to providing a much detailed and formal report at the next meeting for our 2020 operations. But if anyone has any questions, I will be more than glad to answer any. That is all I have for today. Thank you, Mr. Vice President.
Thank you, Mr. Singh. Council, any questions? Seeing none, we'll go right to Chief O'Donnell.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President, members of council. Your operational summary for the fire department for year to date. The fire department has responded to 179 alarms so far this year. Department training, we've held 112 department training sessions, 1 firefighter injury year to date. We've conducted 26 fire safety inspections, 4 of which were commercial use and occupancy inspections with our building department. We've held 9 public education projects. We installed 13 smoke detectors for the year. That's the only thing I have, Mr. Vice President.
Thank you, Chief. Council, any questions? Seeing none, we'll go on to Chief Talbot.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. As you may have seen, we made an arrest for the robbery and assault at Mama Venetia's. We got a tremendous amount of cooperation and help from the public, so I want to thank everybody for that. It was really rewarding to be able to wrap that case up. We should have those suspects in custody later this week. Long-term crime trends have been very positive when looking at where we're at versus the previous 7-year period before we started this strategy. We're still trending in a very positive direction. Violence is down more than half. We're about 52% reduction in violence and a 44% reduction in overall serious crimes. So far this year, crime has been consistent with previous years. So we ended last year completely flat. I think it was one crime difference between 2019 and 2020. This year we're just about flat, other than we have a spike in auto thefts. Vast majority of them are people who are leaving their car running for one reason or the next, which is a thoroughly bad idea. But we're working on that problem. We also have our priorities in place for this year's, and those priorities include we want to continue to drive down gun violence. We're doing some special work with juvenile justice. We have some things we're putting in place, and traffic safety. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Chief. Council, any questions? President Perry?
Chief, did you say you have a 62% drop in crime?
So the drop in violent crime is about 52%. When you compare 2000, the comparison that I think is most valuable is to look at a long-term trend, because one year can't really give you a good sense of whether or not it's an anomaly. But if you compare 2007 through 2013 versus 2014 through 2020, that would be before our current strategy and after. You see a 52% reduction in violence and then a 44% reduction in all serious crimes.
In regards to gun violence, you know, there's always this stigma of you guys don't catch your guys. Out of all the gun violence that we currently have had, are there any people still at large?
So over the past, not quite 8 years, so 7 years plus, we have one single homicide that is that hasn't been solved. Other than that, every single homicide has been solved, which a pretty significant improvement over what you would see in other police departments, in particular in urban environments. So we don't have an issue with people engaging in gun violence and then going unpunished, which is one of the things that would drive up crime, is having people that will shoot you and can get away with it is excuse me, as you can imagine, is really bad for the environment, because they tend to keep shooting until somebody stops them. But that's not an issue that we have.
How many of those out of all of those, what do we have, 9 or 1 unsolved, you said?
1, yes. 1 in 8 years, or just about 8 years.
Okay.
I'll give you the number. So I have the stats in front of me, thankfully. So from 2014 till year to date, there are a total of 7, 10, 12, 24 homicides in that period of time. So in 7 years, we've had 24 homicides, which is a homicide rate that is probably below average for a city our size. But out of those 24, there's 1 single homicide that hasn't been solved, and the rest have all been solved and prosecuted.
Thanks, Chief.
You're welcome.
Councilman Jones.
Yeah, Chief, as everybody else is, I'm very pleased and thank you for the work that you guys have done around the whole Mount Venezia's store owner attack. You know, not long ago, we obviously, we've been in the news pretty often in this region, but you guys kept at it. Even though the folks were from out of town, you did what the community and what the residents really hoped would happen. So kudos to that. And just another situation that I did share, that you had 2 officers who did a pretty great job handling a mental health situation down by the transportation center that I was able to witness. Just to give them kudos for the work that they're doing, because obviously it does get tough. So just those two things I wanted to say congratulations on.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Council, any other questions? Thank you, Chief, as always. With that, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, have a good week.
Thank you. You too.